This week, the meditation practice gets a little harder. We're going to focus on learning to be quiet and listening, something that does not come easy for most of us. And you're going to be working more independently. There will be some times when you should pause the video and sit quietly on your own. When we meditate, we need to start with prayer. And so pause the video now and pray that God would speak to you through His Word and that the Spirit would enable you to be quiet and listen. We're going to begin reading Matthew chapter 22 at verse 15, but we're not going to finish the passage. When we're reading for transformation, as we're doing when we're seeking to meditate on the Scripture, we read slowly and thoughtfully until something seems to jump out at us. There is no other way really to describe the experience. It just catches our attention. When that happens, we want to stop there, not finish the passage, and maybe not even the verse. Just stop there and think about the word or phrase that popped out at us. Last week, we asked reflective questions over what we stopped on. But this week, we're not going to go directly to the reflective questions. We're just going to repeat the word or phrase in our heads or even quietly aloud and just let it sink in until the Spirit guides our thoughts to why this particular word or phrase is significant to or for us. So Matthew chapter 22, beginning at verse 15. Then the Pharisees went out and laid plans to trap him in his words. They sent their disciples to him, along with the Herodians. "Teacher," they said, "we know that you are a man of integrity and that you teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. You aren't swayed by others because you pay no attention to who they are. Tell us then, what is your opinion? Is it right to pay the imperial tax to Caesar or not?" But Jesus, knowing their evil intent, said, "You hypocrites, why are you trying to trap me? Show me the coin used for paying the tax." They brought him a denarius, and he asked them, "Whose image is this, and whose inscription?" "Caesar's," they replied. Then he said to them, "So give back to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God's." Give to God what is God's. We aren't going to finish the passage because something about this statement stood out to us. What we're going to do now is just repeat this phrase slowly in our heads or out loud and focus just on this, pushing out any unrelated thoughts that might try to creep in. It can seem strange to just keep repeating this, but what we're really doing is giving the Spirit time and opportunity to speak to us through these words. So pause the video and spend several minutes mulling over these words. So what happened during meditation? Maybe nothing. After all, I chose the place we would meditate and not the Spirit individually for each of us. But also, meditation can take time and practice. It isn't something that we do expertly our first time around. Don't give up after only a few tries. Or maybe something happened, but we haven't noticed it yet. When we meditate on Scripture, it becomes a part of us and it transforms us. But that transformation can take time. We have to be consistent with this in order to see a difference in ourselves. Or maybe the Spirit spoke to you personally, guided your thoughts in a personal direction, and you know that you were experiencing God. That's the main thing that we're seeking. But it doesn't necessarily happen every day. Close your meditation time with prayer and go on to your day knowing that you are preparing the soil of your spiritual life for God to grow you closer to Him.